Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because we are doing a Lexus TX tour today. Now I've been driving this car as a mom of three for an entire week and I have a lot of thoughts to share. If this is your first time joining me, hey, I'm Kelly and I'm the car mom. I review cars for moms and families. I'm a mom of three and I'm a certified child passenger safety tech. All right, let's get started with the brand new Lexus TX. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on with the TX. Now this is a brand new model from the Lexus lineup and honestly it was so needed. They had the RX, the RXL, they had a GX and LX, but they didn't have like a really competitive mid-size three-row SUV until we had the TX. It's on the same platform as the Grand Highlander. These cars have a lot in common, but they also have quite a few differences. So let's start by taking a look at the front end grille of the TX. Now this is the 350 luxury trim level, just so everybody knows, but the TX does come in your hybrid option as well. As far as the front end is concerned, it's not my favorite. I think it's a little underwhelming in some areas, overwhelming in others. And overall, I don't love it, but not a decision to not buy this car because she has a lot to offer on the inside. And now let's move to the side profile. Okay, so here's a shot of her side profile, just to kind of give you an idea of the length of the car. It's like freezing here in Missouri today, so we're gonna make the exterior quick, but it looks nice. It looks very fresh from the back end. I'm loving the chrome detailing right here that kind of elongates the back end. We have a multi-spoke alloy wheels right here that look very nice and fresh. I think these are 22s actually. 20 is standard. These look really stellar. And on the back end, you'll see we have the Lexus logo, the Lexus word actually spaced out instead of opting for a Lexus logo, which was interesting. A light bar going all the way across, and then our TX 350 all-wheel drive. This one has an MSRP of about $69,000. But what's kind of interesting about the TX versus Grand Highlander debate is depending on which one you get and how you get it equipped, they're actually pretty comparable in pricing. And I would probably take a base TX over a loaded Grand Highlander, just because I really like the interior design of the TX so much more, and the TX is something so crucial, and they only put 2 seats in the third row versus 3, and that means you have 2 really good seats in the third row with their own sets of lower anchors and their own tether anchors, versus the Grand Highlander, when you get the 3 seats, you're dealing with smaller seats and you don't have tether anchors in both outboard seats. So honestly, from like a car seat standpoint, the TX takes it for me, so I'd probably go TX over Grand Highlander. Okay, so if you take a look at the door panel, I'm actually really into this chocolate brown that they sent with this two-tone. I think it looks awesome. And then moving down here, we have all of our window controls, and then we have our door handle right here. It's kind of unique. You just kind of like press it in to pop it open. Our side cubbies, a little small, can kind of fit the Stanley Ice Flow, so we'll take that as a win. But let me get you on to the other side and we'll start breaking down this infotainment system. Okay, there are so many features to break down in this car. Now, Lexus's infotainment system and just their technology has felt so outdated for so long, and now I finally feel like I'm in a luxury car, right? I finally feel like I have some good tech features, and we're gonna start with a heads-up display, amazing, a digital dash, a huge infotainment system that I have found to be very user-friendly and responsive. One thing I've really been enjoying about this car is the heated seats and the heated steering wheel, because they actually work with your air temperature to deliver like the optimal comfort experience. So basically, if you have your temperature set to a certain degree, your heated seats may or may not kick on, which I've just kind of like found to be pretty helpful. I've also been really impressed with the driver's assistance features, specifically the crash prevention tech. This car alerts you if you look away from the road for too long. So if like you're looking down at your phone or if you're looking over here, it will just pop up on this dash that says driver inattentive, please keep your eyes on the road, which I've actually really enjoyed and found very helpful. We also have a rear view camera right here, which I obviously love, especially for having kids in car seats. They can definitely obstruct your view. So I like that I can see an unobstructed view with this rear view camera. The Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all of those good things. And overall, I have just found the car to be user-friendly and, like I said, very responsive. If we move down here, they've also done a lot of kind of fun, innovative things with the storage space. So we have a wireless charger right here, as well as 3 USB-Cs. Underneath the wireless charger, you have some additional storage. You've got these cup holders, like these square cup holders, which are huge. I also don't know why they're square, and I also have no idea why you can remove them. Like, it's just, these feel kind of clunky to me. I like the cup holders as they are. I just felt like they were like trying to like do another thing and make it unique. And now, of course, I can't even plug them back in. And then if we look inside our center console, Not the widest, but very deep. Can fit a whole Stanley. That's pretty impressive. We also have a beautiful panoramic sunroof, lets in so much light. This car has really good visibility. Those third row windows are very nice and wide. I'll show you those when we get back there. Very impressed with the visibility of this car. Okay, let's start breaking down the car seat setup in the second and third row of the TX. So the TX comes in bench and captain's chairs. I have the captain's chairs today. I have brought 3 kind of like random car seats just to kind of give you an idea of everything, but I specifically want to talk about some car seat clearance because the TX, unfortunately, while it has a ton of trunk space and decent third row legroom, it does not have the most legroom in the second row. So I have had a really hard time as a taller driver being with 2 rear facing car seats. So just something to note. This is the Evenflow Revolve 360 Slim. It's not the most compact car seat front to back. Like, I understand that, but there's not a chance that I'm able to sit with this seat comfortable for myself with this seat here installed. Now, I chose this car seat to highlight in this car because I think this is a really good tip for parents who have captain's chairs and are needing to captain's chairs with rear facing seats and are needing to use the third row regularly like I am. It's so easy to rotate this out of the way, and then my oldest has had really good third row access to get back there. So overall, I've actually really been enjoying this car seat. It's been working well. The aisle is decently wide. It's just not enough space in the second row for rear facing car seats, which unfortunately means like this car would never work for my family because we have been tight. So here's a Collect Flow car seat installed rear facing, and as you can see, I have that driver's seat set for myself, and I am touched against the seats. I'm not braced, but I would definitely like to go back further, but unfortunately I'm not able to in the TX. Now, like I said earlier, these are not the most compact car seats front to back, so if you are considering this car and you're a taller driver, I would really suggest looking at something like the Graco Extend-A-Fit or the Graco Slim-Fit LX3. They're not going to be great. Like, if you're 6'5", you're still not going to fit great in this car, but it would definitely have been better for me for this week. Okay, I'm going to take this seat out and we're going to talk about some of the amenities back here. So here's a shot of me in the second row of this Lexus TX. Now, I have this seat pushed all the way back, and I have some really good legroom. I also have great head clearance, and I'm really impressed with my amenities back here in the second row. We've got ceiling vents, we've got sunshades, heated and ventilated seats on this trim level, my own climate control, USB-Cs, just a lot of nice things to offer. Now, in this aisleway right here, they have this cup holder thing, which is nice for storage if you're not using the third row regularly, but since we were using the third row, it was very easy to pop off and remove. So thank you for making this removable. Another tip I have if you're going to be utilizing that third row a lot with the car seat is to remove the second row headrest, because this has been key to getting my son buckled all week. So I have one of my sons here, then I'm able to go back to the third row, don't have to worry about a headrest, and I can easily help my oldest buckle in the third row as well. So love a removable headrest for a lot of reasons, and this is one of them. Yep. Okay, let's talk about third row access. One thing is, guys, these doors, they do not open wide enough for me. Like, I need a 90-degree door, and this is not doing it. Okay, there's a button up top right here. It's going to tilt and slide, and then I'm left with actually a really nice aisleway to get back here. And then I met with just two comfortable seats. Thank you for not making me sit on a buckle. I hate third row middle seats. I'm sorry, unless you're an Expedition, you should not exist. They should not exist in the midsize category. They are just PR to say you're an 8-passenger car when you know you're not. I'm loving this. I'm comfortable. So again, this seat is pushed all the way back because I needed as much car seat clearance as possible. And my 4-year-old son still, he had plenty of legroom, you guys. He was not braced against this. He was really comfortable. We've got vents back here. Would love to have seen a sunshade edition, but beggars, well, should be able to be choosers, but not in this scenario. And then we also have chargers on both sides, USB-Cs, cup holders. One thing I've hated, and if you notice I have a piece of duct tape and cardboard over here, that is because these seats are on a power recline, which for a 4-year-old is like a freaking heyday. But the problem is when he power reclines, and if you're wondering if the duct tape worked well, yes, it did, but you had to do the cardboard too. For a 4-year-old with a power recline, he's doing this, and now his car seat becomes untight. So it's actually very dangerous. I played with the settings. I could not figure out how to turn it off. You know, I go back and forth. Like, I don't expect the manufacturers to, like, you know, think of everything. I definitely think there's a maturity level that goes with being able to sit in the third row, but it's just something to be aware of. When those seats can recline on themselves, things can happen. And And you just have to be careful with reclines in general. I don't know why manufacturers like let seats recline so much, because like this isn't, even for an adult, this is not a safe seating position for me. Like I should not be able to sit like this. I'm gonna slide right out of the seatbelt, literally. So that's like my biggest critique with the third row. Let's get a shot of my legroom though. I'm gonna push this back. So even with this seat pushed all the way back, I'm not even braced against it. I mean, I'm genuinely really comfortable. There's my nice aisleway. And then with this seat pushed all the way up, I'm super comfortable. I'm feeling good with the legroom back here. Okay, really quick before we move on, I just want to review the car seat hardware found in the TX. Every seat, all 4 of these seats have their own lower anchors and tether anchors. And that's best in class. That's top notch. That's all you can ask for. That is impressive. Thank you so much, Lexus, for doing that. Let's take a look at the trunk space because it's really good. Look at this. Look at this freaking trunk back here, you guys. For a mid-size car, this is some trunk space. This is some trunk space. Bigger than some of the competitors. Feels really good. No real storage underneath here, just things like a cargo cover and a jack. But I'm incredibly impressed. The seats are power, okay? They also will lay completely flat, which is also very impressive. I love that it's a press and release. I don't have time to sit there and touch a button all day. A little slow, but you know, it's fine. A nice flat seat and just like a ton of cargo space. They really knocked out of the park with the cargo. The Grand Highlander's the same way. I'm very impressed. All right, and that is going to wrap up this Lexus TX store. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm really impressed. I think that this car is a really good contender, especially people who are looking for luxury in the mid-size market. It's a good size, it's got good amenities, it's got a good car seat setup. If it had a few more inches in the second row, this would literally be a 10 out of 10 for me. Good job, honestly, good job, Lexus. I have not always been kind to you. I have not always liked your cars, and this one has changed things for me.